is a fact that many homeowners, given the opportunity, would love to have a home like this. It actually resembles a mansion built in Europe hundreds of years ago, out of stone. And as you know, most of those homes are still standing today, which means this home should be around for quite a while. This home, by the way, was built out of man-made limestone, which differs from natural limestone in that it is more durable, more cost-effective, and it's easier to work with. This is actually cast stone. And the work is the responsibility and the product of a Dallas-based company called Stone Legends.
Cast stone's more economical simply because we get to put a lot of time into one form and then use the form again and again and again. Therefore, we don't have to shape each piece individually, but we can actually use the form to help us do the shaping. And the fact is that in many cases, cast stone will outlast limestone because limestone is a calcium-based glue, and it erodes over time with acid rains and so forth. And the cast stone seems to hold up. There's examples of it that are over 1,000 years old. We're about to choose a window surround, and once we choose the window surround, we're going to choose profiles that go with it, and then we're going to automatically draw a 3D model of it so that we are certain that it fits. We're going to piece out each piece and put it on a cut ticket, and we're also going to search a database where we have some 25,000 molds and make a determination if we can leverage those molds or use those molds on the customer's behalf. We're going to choose the shape of the window first. In this case, we're picking the circle top window. And once he chooses the circle top, then we're going to go through and we're going to choose profiles for the sill. We've got a profile that goes to the surround, and we've selected a keystone that we're going to put in there. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to determine the control dimensions. Often in a window, there are only 2 control dimensions, sometimes 3. Once we have those from the field, then we're able to apply those and then come up with all the part dimensions and the assembly drawings through this program. Not only is it sizing each piece, but it's marking each piece in its respective position in the assembly. And now it's made a bill of materials. That's what's in red at the bottom. And at the same time it made that bill of materials, it also queried a database to see if those molds were available to us. And so there's the 3D model. There's the assembly drawing with each of the pieces marked and labeled. 2 man-hours in 100 seconds.
And this is a program that you developed?
Yes, we have a patent on it. We're in the art shop, and art by definition is very broad. But what I want to bring to your attention is that we work for architects that believe in classics. So there's certain disciplines here that reach far beyond art. This is a customer's design, not my own. And what happens is the artist interacts with the customer directly, and he actually becomes part of the creative process. This is classical design. But keep in mind, this column has 4 sides. So what we've done is we're going to make a mold to make a mold. So art is, to my way of thinking, sits in 2 camps. One is we're replicating a discipline that's already been done, and the other is we're innovative like we were on the fish. We brought that together for the customer.
They start producing what it is that they need to go first. I mean, you know, what side of the house or what part of the building or which building, if it's a series of shopping centers or hotels or what have you. We want to make sure, absolutely, that we get on the truck what needs to be there first. And we want to make sure that we're not starting with the parts on the top instead of the parts they need to start with on the bottom. A lot of times I'll have guys out on the job site and they've got such a big project that they're like, I can't find this piece. Well, I can go into the computer and I can tell them which pallet that's on. I have made all my trucking companies liable. We go through all this effort to make these deadlines and to get the material there. If a carrier is not going to get it there on time, then we don't use them.
When we do national deliveries, we have to make sure every product gets there in good order. After we've done the pre-wrap, that's to keep the stone pristine and tight, keep it from having any damage. Now we're going to take Excelsior, which is a wood fiber, and we're going to wrap the corners. As part of the stacking process, we have a technique where we tear away labels and we stack the stone and we staple the stone. What that allows us to do is keep a good quality of inventory control coming up on the pallet. It also gives us an order of the stack of the stone. This is the last step in the production process. We weigh each pallet. That way we can get the truck's maximum load and keep the cost efficiencies as low as possible.
A behind-the-scenes look at the magic of what can be created in cast stone is carried out by the artist at Stone Legends. I'm Doug Llewellyn reporting from Dallas.